So yesterday I did a stream on the channel. By the way, thank you for everyone who came by. It was actually a lot of fun. I did a stream where I went through Village on Hardcore, New Game Plus, using just handguns. I didn't want to use any other weapon. And, it started off, it was pretty strong, we got through like the first initial part of the game and the first Lord, and technically Moreau, without any issue. But then it changed quite drastically, so I thought today I'd do, a quick edit together of what happened and talk about what happened in the stream. If you do want to see the stream yourself, then it is up on the channel somewhere. You can check that out and watch it for yourself. But this is going to be like a condensed version and kind of like what happened with me throughout it. So if you're interested in seeing this, by all means stick around and watch as my soul slowly falls apart as I get further into the game. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so for length reasons for the video, I don't want to, include every single thing. There is a stream, obviously you can go check out certain specifics. But we're going to focus on the Lord areas and then, like, the main bosses of the game. The castle was strong, it went well. Like, I didn't have much issue with anything in the castle. You can kind of ignore most enemies you can't come across in the castle. The daughter boss fights aren't particularly difficult, I would say. They take a few bullets, but, they're not really the strongest thing in the game. And, navigating the castle, getting materials was fine. I got plenty of ammo, and by the time I got to Dimitrescu, I still had, a reasonable amount of bullets. So I would say, it was quite in the bag. It was in the bag with the castle. But a couple things to mention for this run. I started the game, I think, with around 300 bullets, 300 handgun rounds. And, that was before crafting loads more, so, I had a big inventory of crafting materials anyway. But even that couldn't redeem what happens later on. But we'll get to that when we get to that in a minute. This is the castle. I will kind of show each of the doors fights in order, and then we'll skip straight to Dimitrescu. So, let's do a quick little edit together and show all the doors fights, and then talk about Dimitrescu. I'm stuck. Thank you. How did it? 4 to 8 hours.
So mean. I don't want to die. I was worried my sisters had gotten this first. You ruined the hunt!
There we go. So as you can tell, the doors aren't really that difficult. I could have obviously done them better, headshots with key, and some of them I just kind of sprayed into. But that was the confidence side of me. I had plenty of bullets. I thought, oh, this is easy. But after this, after this fight, it changes drastically for a little bit. It does get better around the factory, but that's because I kind of changed tactics. For a little context for that, I started the stream and said, okay, handguns only, no other weapon. And that changed from being just a pistol to using consumables like pipe bombs and mines for damage, because it's technically a gun. And using the flashbang rounds of the grenade launcher to stun enemies to get past. That was kind of the tactic I went with up until Miranda. And there'll be a reason why I said up until Miranda in a minute. But yeah, it started with a handgun, so all the way to Dimitrescu and to Moreau, it was exclusively a handgun, and then at Moreau it kind of changed. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave the boss fight of Dimitrescu playing out now, and then we'll skip straight to Moreau himself, because there's not really a lot of combat between that, because obviously, you know, it's Donna's territory and then get into Moreau, which is, you know, loosely puzzle based. So we'll jump right back in when we get to Moreau's fight. Get off me, bugs. Get off me. Thank you. Alright. Where is she? There. There we go.
Don't be shy. Show me your terror. Time to die. Eat up every last morsel.
There we go. Okay, so this is where things took a turn for, not the worst, but it took a bit of an odd turn. This is where I decided that mines and pine bombs were kind of allowed here, because I died to Moreau about 3 times in the stream, using just a pistol. He is incredibly tanky. For the most part, on the attempts before, when I actually beat him, I'd used like all of my bullets and he still wasn't dead. I've been using the barrels around the map to stun him, to get easy shots on him, and it just wasn't happening. I'm kind of, looking back at it now, I kind of believe it was because of the pistol I was using. I'm using the M1911 all the way up until the factory, I believe, or maybe the Stronghold. I think before the Stronghold I get the fully automatic pistol, but the M19 wasn't working out for me, to be honest. And then looking at the stats of the full auto pistol, it has like double the damage when it's maxed out, so I feel like it probably would have done it with that. But this is the part where I realised I probably shot myself in the foot using this pistol. But nevertheless, I got it done. I still just didn't switch weapons. I didn't use a shotgun or sniper or anything like that. I just used the pistol and consumables, and the boss fight goes on for a long time, purely because of how tanky he is with the pistol alone. So I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'll just cut to like the last half of the fight, and you can see it there, because that's when I really started changing tactics. And yeah, let's just show what happens now. I'm dead. Oh my. So skipping on right ahead to the Stronghold and more importantly the Uriah's fight. For the most of the Stronghold, again, you can just sprint past everything. If you want to see how I did it, obviously there is the stream. You can go find that part of the stream and you'll see just how I breeze past every enemy in the Stronghold to the boss fight. Again, same tactics are kind of applied here with the old mines and the pipe bombs. Uriah's isn't too bad, he's quite dodgeable. He went down fairly easily with just the help of a few mines and the pistol, so it's not too bad. Again, I'll leave the boss fight out here to play, and then again we'll probably skip to... There is a couple of tactics I used in Factory I kind of want to touch over, but we'll kind of go over that when we're looking at the Sturm fight, because that was actually surprisingly easy. Again, same tactics applied, just using a few mines to get through the fight quite easily. One quick thing I want to say now is I don't really consider the crisp portion of the game part of any of these challenge runs, purely because it kind of... the tone and the way you're supposed to play that part of the game is very different to how you play as Ethan, so I don't really include that in any of these quote-unquote challenge videos. But yeah, I'll leave the boss fight to play out now. It's not too long, and then we'll skip straight over to Sturm and talk about the factory in general. Yeah, man. Slowly but surely. Ow. Don't hit me again. Thank you. Okay, so Sturm is fairly simple. I'm just going to touch on Sturm now before we talk about the factory. Again, it's just essentially, use Mines to kind of knock him out of his sprint, and eventually Mines will take him down to where he, kind of sets on fire and does his flame attacks. And then again, just bait the flame attacks, get behind him and spam bullets into his kind of engine, and he'll just go down. Fairly simply. Super simple, not really anything to it, to be honest. It's probably the easiest boss fight in this run if you're going for like handgun only. Maybe Heisenberg as well. Heisenberg was pretty simple with the flash grenade strategy as well. So overall the factory area is not too bad, but we'll briefly touch on a couple of things I kind of want to mention about it now. First up, the one room I was kind of like concerned about before I kind of decided on the flash grenade kind of strat is the room where you have the massive fan above you. You have to shoot 4 buttons, and then the 2 jetpack guys spawn in. You can stun both of those with a flash grenade, and it gives you time to kind of shoot the buttons and get to the ladder without them jumping in front of it. Obviously, if you've played the game and you have rushed past them, you know that they kind of jetpack up to the bottom of the ladder to try and stop you from getting up, and they will stop you from getting up if they are there. But you can essentially just, pop one flash grenade and they'll be both out for the count for long enough to get up the ladder quite easily without taking any damage. Soldouts wise, like in general, you can ignore basically all of them. When you go back through to get the key mold, there is 2 in your way. Again, you can stun and they'll basically be out for the count. And then the one in the furnace room where you make the mold does sometimes wake up while you're still in there, but you can kind of like loop him around the room, around the tables, and you can get the key without any kind of combat necessary. And then there's the 2 armored guys on the way back to the lift, and I already have a strat for that. You can literally walk around them and they don't do anything. So again, if you want to see how that kind of plays out, then it's all on the stream. You can go check it out. Find certain parts of the game you need to kind of get an idea of how to do, and then let me know if it helps you or whatever. But yeah, the factory is not too bad at all. We'll move on to Heisenberg now. We're going to only cut to the second half of the fight, which didn't take too long at all, and then we'll go straight to Miranda because like I said, the crisp bit doesn't really count in these couple runs for me. Go on. Ooh.
Now stay down.
That was actually quite impressive. It's better than I expected. Now, surprisingly, Heisenberg's fight was very, very simple with the flash grenade strat. You can literally just spam one and he won't move, and you don't even have to move. You can just stand there and shoot him, knock him down, stun him a few times through the bullets and then a few times through flashes, and he'll just die very, very easily. We kind of expected this to be a little bit more difficult and he to be a little bit more tanky with the pistol, but not the case. You can literally stun him out of everything he does and just spray him in the head and he'll die in just a few kind of runs of that kind of method. So very, very simple, which is honestly a big shock. He's already dead. Look at that. I've finished talking and he's dead. So a little advice for obviously, if you're low on ammo, there is plenty of ammo lying around in the arena. Try and find as much of it as possible. It's not all pistol ammo, but there's a few stacks of it. So by all means, grab that before the return to Ethan later on with Miranda. So the final boss is just, I'm going to say now, I was not prepared for the boss fight at all. I thought, from the New Game Plus save and the ammo I had, I'll be able to do this run quite easily, but you need to massively prepare if you want to do this without infinite ammo, which, I don't believe in anyway. I don't use infinite ammo in these games unless I'm testing stuff. I always like to do runs like this with, just without infinite ammo because it feels like cheating. But I did not have enough bullets for this run, and Miranda is very tanky and hits very, very hard. I didn't die in this run, but I did have to change tactics slightly. In the end, I just didn't have anything left with the tactics I have in mind, so I had to just use normal weapons and kill her quite quickly. But yeah, I just couldn't do it with the ammo I had. I used all my pistol rounds. I used the 3 Magnum rounds I had on me, and she still wasn't dead. So I had to eventually switch to the shotgun and the sniper to take her out. Which is a shame, because I feel like with more bullets and more like kind of save prepping, I probably could have done it. But what's not to be, which kind of sucks. But you know, I feel like after some time, kind of gathering resources and ammo and stuff like that, I could probably easily do this run with this pistol from the start, because it would mean less bullets are needed for the earlier portions of the game, and you know, just make the whole kind of last half of the game a lot easier to deal with. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this kind of attempt at a pistol run. I will try it again at some point in the future, probably not for a little bit now, because there is plenty of other kind of quote unquote challenge videos I want to do for across the series, but I thought I'd try this one live. For most of these kind of runs, I do them live, so if you want to come out and see me attempt to do any of these specific runs, I stream, you know, every weekend. So not always going to be a challenge run, but yeah, when I do one, it's always live, so you can kind of see me struggle or see me go through it easily. But yeah, that's going to do it for the pistol run, I think. This is kind of a brief kind of recap of what happened. Instead of, you know, watching a 3-hour stream, you can kind of watch this and it'll briefly go over what happened throughout the run. I'll try and do this with, you know, every challenge run I do, so it's easier to kind of get an idea of what happened. But if there's any specifics you want to see, like, you know, across the series for challenges specifically, you know, it could be a knife only, could be a certain weapon only in any of the games across, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe not 6 because of how the game works, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Then do let me know if there's anything specific you want to see challenge wise. But yeah, this has been a pistol only run. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning into the stream yesterday when we did it. It was honestly, it was difficult, but it was still a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you for that. And as always, I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.